Greetings fans of the Fabula Ultima TTJRPG community. My name is Heinrich Mohr, a community content creator for tabletop role-playing games, and I am excited to share with you my first contribution to the Fabula Ultima universe, the Isekai Fantasy Atlas. The Isekai Fantasy Atlas is a Fabula Ultima mod that provides new locations, heroes, options, classes, and antagonists for running Isekai fantasy campaigns using the Fabula Ultima system. Let's take a look at what's inside. First of all, the book is lovingly laid out by the talented Lied Henson, also known as @Goboyaga. The book includes art from artists like Livia Christiana, who did the cover. The book also has art from a number of awesome artists on DriveThruRPG who are not associated with this project, but to whom I wanted to give a shout out, including Jennifer S. Lang from Misfit Studios and Evangelina Kaliva. They created much of the art you can find in these pages, and that you too can use in your own works via DriveThruRPG. Special credit goes to the artist Rosa Lysium, whose series on disability representation in fantasy art was a big aesthetic influence for the book. Thank you also to Akeshix, from whom I purchased a number of images and whose Patreon you can also join. All links to these amazing folks are below. So, what can you find in the Isekai Fantasy Atlas beyond amazing art? Let's start with what I find most exciting, new classes. First up is the Outlander, our classic Isekai protagonist whose abilities come from the skills they had in the mundane world and the powers they gained in the magical world. Possibly at the cost of getting turned into another gender, monster, or object. Next is the Squire. I really wanted to explore the potential for bonds in Fabula Ultima to interact with class skills. The Squire, more than other classes, is an attempt to create a class invested mechanically and narratively with other members of their party. The next new class is the Witch. This is a class that plays with new status effects introduced in this Fabula Ultima mod. Specifically, the ability over time to cause damage to enemies via the Affliction status condition, or heal allies via the Regeneration status condition. Last, we have the Proprietor. There's so many great Isekai anime about protagonists starting businesses in their magical worlds, from pharmacies to restaurants, that I wanted to provide an option to reflect this mechanically in the world. Of course, every good hero needs a nemesis, and we have 5. These include the ridiculous, like Jared the alpha male, whose insecurities can only be cured by his flunkies. There are horrific villains like the Seamstress, who sews together marionette assassins to hunt the heroes down. And there's the Insidious, the Red Queen herself, who will give you the world if only you do what she says. There's also optional rules for theme songs, team powers, finishers, and running away, as well as 6 new locations, including the Void Wastes, the Wildwood, and the Duskland Shores. As you can tell, I'm really excited for this product. That said, it is my first community content project using the Fabula Ultima license, so it's not going to be perfect. All errors you find are mine to own, and I will do my best to correct them where I can. Even so, you may not like all the optional rules, the classes, or the Isekai genre generally. If that's the case, leave your thoughts here, and I'll try to create something that may appeal to you in the future. With all that said, I hope you will find something to inspire you in this Fabula Ultima mod. Like many of you, the past few months have been difficult, to say the least. A lot of us, and a lot of people we care about, are getting hurt by the real world. The Isekai fantasy genre has provided me a magical world to which to escape, even if just for a little bit. I hope this book can do the same for you. Please enjoy. And until then, stay tuned for more.